County Supervisors on this Tuesday, July 2nd. Any conflict of interest on the agenda today, guys?
None.
Okay. Any changes, corrections to the agenda, Mark?
No, sir.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Had a chance to look over the minutes for June 18th. Any corrections, Mark?
No.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce to approve the June 18th minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Had a chance to go over the claims for this past month, excuse me.
Yep, no
Yep.
questions.
Okay. Motion to approve the claims as presented.
Second.
Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. EMS report. Jordan, good morning.
Good morning. Make this short and sweet so I can go do interviews. Here is our
Okay.
the revenues. Here is our expenses. We ended up finishing at the end of the year positive $15,000 and some change. So it was close, but we made it. So that's half the battle. We ended up having a total of $84,000 in revenues that we put in between ambulance commission payment and revenues that came in for billing. So that was that's a good month. It'd be nice to see a little bit higher with out the ambulance commission payment, but $84,000 a month will get us where we need to be.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Here's a copy. I'm going to give this to you guys so you can see of our monthly runs.
Okay.
You can see kind of where they're at, the bulk of them. We ended up with 124 calls last month, so it was another busy
So where's that
month.
compared to
So we've
years
had,
prior? Do you have any idea?
I don't know about years prior. I can look on CAD and I can pull that information. I do know that our busiest month that we've ever had, whether it was us or Novak, was 128. So it was a busy month.
Yeah.
So all of that was well. No issues today. Yesterday, we started a new schedule. Today we are doing interviews to fill that third EMT position. So first one to 10. So since we're done here, I'm going to go finish getting ready for that. We have 2 quotes out for trying to get a sign for the building eventually, sooner than later. There was one quote from a company in Atlantic for $4,500, and then I talked to the monument place here in town about one of those rocks that we could put our emblem on both sides, and it has a flagpole in the middle, and that was $3,000. And he also said that we could divide that out between 3 years, paying $1,000 a year, since he knows we're running tight on money. I think that's probably the route we'll look at here sooner than later.
Okay.
Then the other thing is PCC. I talked with Michelle quite a bit the last few days. She's almost got the reports done. She's supposed to have them to me tomorrow, a detailed report like we had in February.
Okay.
And we can sit down and really go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Okay. Does she have any explanation of why our revenues are running so far behind?
She doesn't. She's looking into it. She's trying to figure that out. Her best guess right now is that a lot of our runs are Medicare, Medicaid, and VA.
And Medicare's dragging their feet.
Well, they're not dragging their feet, they just don't pay. A lot of these Medicare bills we're getting in are between $140 and $320 reimbursement.
Is there any way at all of getting any of that back, or is there a different avenue we have to take?
So the best way we can get it back won't be for another 16 months. There's a grant type thing out there called GEMT, and government ambulance services can apply for it, and it gives you another 10 to 12% back on top of that. So in exactly 12 months from now, we can apply for that. and then it will kick in that following November. So that will increase revenues when we can start doing that.
Okay.
That don't help you too much right now.
Nope. But we're doing what we can to help ourselves. So going to this new schedule and saving back on some overtime and
Yeah, because I'm really concerned about this revenue thing, because even if you look at our budget here, we're running about 60% of projected revenues in the budget, based on
And
what
that's
they
high.
told us. Yeah. So we need some answers moving forward. Do they do collections, or is that collections up to us?
No, so they'll do collections. We have to decide what route we want to take on collections, and she was going to put together a spreadsheet with some different options on how into the weeds we want to go.
Does that have to do with lawyers and?
I don't know exactly, but you know, I
I
don't
have
know.
one over there.
Correct. I don't know how deep into the weeds we want to go with. I don't know.
It depends.
Correct. So, because whatever we do, we need to set it moving forward for everybody, whether they're a Shelby County resident.
If you haven't did this yet, then you can report back to us next month. But reach out to like Carol, you know, they've been doing it for 50 years. And I know they have they do their own billing, they have an in-house billing person. I'm not saying we need to do that, but just what percent of the bills do they recover and how do they go about doing it? And then you might reach out to another one like us that's only been at it a few years, but we need to be finding out, because this is not gonna work if we stay at 60%.
So it will in time go up. We've been starting to receive some full payments from patients that are actually paying their bill. So right now we're in that phase of getting bills sent out and insurance is paying their portion and then the rest of the bills are going to the patients. So hopefully people pay their actual bill and that will increase revenues, because right now we're only looking at, other than the roughly $4,000, everything we've gotten in is just strictly insurance payments. So just because insurance is paying doesn't mean there's not a bill out there for the rest of the sum.
Well, I'm interested to see what she comes up with and what she projects moving forward this next year, what we should receive monthly, because we budgeted $54,000 a month in revenue. And last month we were only about 24, about 10,000 short. So,
We need that over 10,000.
yeah, because the problem's gonna be not so much, a little bit this year, but next year when we start,
Correct.
next July,
A year from now.
we have to be saving the money that the commission, this was their last shot, was giving us this July.
Correct.
So we have to have that much in savings, or this doesn't work.
Correct. And the
So
way,
that's why we have
it's
to-
looking now, you know, we went through that, we're about 54,000 in savings. After this next 12 months, it's really not.
No, I know.
anywhere close.
But then you go add a minimum of 120,000 to that, that's, you know, that just gets us up. And we thought when we budgeted the revenue that we were a little conservative. And so, that,
Well, when we jumped into it 18 months prior to when we were anticipating.
No, I know.
That's what set us back.
yeah, I know, but that's the card we're dealt now. though.
Correct.
We were gonna save half that money the first year, and that's what we needed to make this work, but we don't have that option now, so that's why this is really important.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
We're doing everything we can to not
Okay.
spend.
But make sure to ask her too, or we need to be doing some collections, or are they handling collections, or, but I'm interested to hear what Carol has to say too.
Yeah.
Maybe a note or something has to be sent out to these people that are not paying their bill, that action will be taken.
That's why I like to see the Carols of the world, they've been at it a long time, how they handle
I
that.
talked to Carol, Ida, and Dallas County.
Okay. Okay. And another, we did a projection on this the budget we're in for this year, and we were hoping originally to hire a permanent director here, maybe starting now, and have somebody in place September. Because of the conversations we're just having here with the revenue, that's not gonna happen until we get our first taxes in. That's gonna be the first half of October. So we will not be hiring anybody. The way I see it, unless somebody comes up with a lot of money, not gonna be hiring a director permanently until that October timeframe at best.
Yep.
So everybody on board with that? Yep. Okay. Well, seen the numbers, so. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Department heads reports. Anybody out there? Alex, do you have any updates of any kind?
Sorry, working on hail damage insurance stuff.
How's that going?
Oh, it's going. So I think really the only update I have is I put out a damage report for people because there was a lot of damage done in that last hailstorm last week, and we've got some reports in. I'm gonna push that up to the state and see if we can get some kind of declaration. I'll be honest though, hail is tough, just because it can be very isolated, and it's really hard to hit those thresholds, but I think we at least have to do our due diligence and get the reports up there and attempt for it. So if we do qualify for a state, I'm very doubtful that we would qualify for a federal, but that would at least allow the state grant, the $5,000 if you're at 200% of the poverty level in the disaster case management. But that would really be the only option that I would see happening with that. So. I've been telling people just call their insurance and work through that. And I know a lot of the body shops and everything are really taxed right now because there was a lot of hail and a lot of people parked the cars outside. So working through that process, and then we did have our commission meeting. We passed all of the plans forward, and I'll be getting those out to everybody. And then at the next meeting, I'm going to have our basic plan for you guys to adopt here. I'll get that to Mark so we get on the agenda and get that done before October. But other than that, that's about it.
We did have some good news last week. The PA got approved.
Oh yeah. With everything else going on, I forgot about that. The public assistance for the flooding event got approved, which we're grateful for. We're still waiting to hear back
Flooding
from
and
the
tornado?
Not the tornado yet, just the
Oh,
flooding.
really?
Yeah. Just the May event. That got approved first, and I'm suspicious that the reason is because of what happened in Greenfield. They pushed that one through really fast, and they're still waiting on this other one for some reason. There's no question that it will get approved. It's just when they're waiting on the signature. And last I heard that it was sitting on the FEMA administrator's desk for approval, and they were just trying to wait for him to sign it. So I'm still waiting to get contacted on our meetings to set up all of the damage assessments and get all the damage inventory done for the flooding event. I imagine that'll probably happen sometime, either, if not before the 4th, or early next week. So.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. Keep storming away.
FEMA's always been slow.
Yep. Supervisors committee reports, is there anything?
Yeah, I do. Our Hungry Canyons person, John Thomas, is leaving. So at the first of the year, Paul Osmond is retiring from the county engineers in Crawford County. So he's going to take over Hungry Canyons.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's...
And when will that happen, you say?
It'll be effective the first of the year.
Oh, okay.
John is moving to Mason City. His parents are having medical problems, and he needs to be there to take care of them, he said.
Sure.
And Paul said he would like to have the job. So
Okay.
he was
You'd be good.
appointed last week.
I have, we have a company interested in our mitigation points from our mitigation bank.
Awesome.
14,500 credits they're interested in.
Ooh, good.
And Conservation and City of Erling submitted purchase proposals to them, and they should be making their decision in the next few weeks. But this could amount to anywhere from $650,000 to $725,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
So,
made Chris happy too.
yeah, absolutely. So it's looking really good.
Good.
Just gotta wait it out.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Good. Okay. I just got a couple reports. Tornado recovery, as you know, we've been working diligently with the state and the feds on unmet needs, and we continue to have some really good conversations with Governor Reynolds and her staff. We sat down with them last week again, and I think we're getting real close on a new buy-down interest program that will be announced here shortly to assist with building repairs, recovery, bringing buildings back. Also, with the feds, we had a really good meeting with them last week with USDA, SBA, and we requested some financial help. We found out that they were only giving financial help for cleaning up the fields and not the farmsteads for debris, trees, and buildings. And so they're looking at including that with a declaration. We've asked for a waiver of commercial lender denial for emergency loans during a declaration. I think that has really good opportunity. And then SBA, they have excluded ag producers from ag retail with their SBA loans. Don't ask me why. Well, we brought that to their attention, and that's something I think hopefully will get addressed here shortly. So we continue to have those conversations. We'll have more conversations this week. So we are bringing quite a bit to their attention. Next topic, a lot of you've probably read and heard IUB approved Summit's permit application last week, but it does have some stipulations to it. They cannot get their permit without getting a permit in North Dakota where the sequester point would be, and they need to also get a permit in South Dakota. And they're going to start the permit application in South Dakota in July. So they have a little ways to go. They cannot bury 1 foot of pipe in Iowa and even get the permit until those permits are met in the Dakotas. A few other facts. They were allowed and granted eminent domain on 859 parcels of land. I can't believe here in the state of Iowa we allow 3 unelected officials to have the authority. Really, it only takes 2 to take people's ground like that. And I know I was at a meeting in Des Moines last week. There's a lot of legislators very hot over this, so I do expect not changes, but try to get some changes done to this when January comes around. Because I think it's opened up a lot of eyes to people that, mostly it's been the people fighting it who have been impacted, and now people realize this can happen to any of us anytime now if they open this door up. I do see, just by listening, I see several court challenges and appeals on this process. And just for you guys' information, our intervention team we have of counties, we're beginning an update later today. It's a 507-page ruling, so it takes a little time to get through it, but we'll be getting an update by our attorney on that. And we asked for about 10 or 11 conditions. I know a lot of them didn't get met, and where we'll sit with that, and then I'll get back to you guys with that. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on either topic before I move on? Okay. Thank you. Todd Deline, Chamber report. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, guys. Just some couple of notes and some mark your calendar items. A week from today will be the next meeting of the Hotel Motel. Excuse me. Hotel Motel Committee, and we've got some good third quarter grant applications in, so we'll be reviewing those. A week from Friday on the 12th, we will be at the fairgrounds at 9 a.m. and have our annual ambassador visit there for the Shelby County Fair, so looking forward to that. We're starting a new item on Thursday, August 8th. We're going to start having an after-hours networking every Thursday night at 5 o'clock at Milk and Honey. It'll always be on the second Thursday of the month. And it's just an opportunity for businesses to get together and network and share some ideas. Also, Tuesday, August 6th, we're going to bring back something that we were doing before COVID. We were going to celebrate National Night Out. So that'll be at Veterans Memorial Auditorium at 5:30 to 7:30. It's a great opportunity for the community to come out and meet their emergency responders. So we're expecting to have on hand the Sheriff's Department and EMS and Shelby County Ambulance and the Fire Department. We'll have hopefully Lifeline there too. And then we'll have hot dogs for the kids and a bounce house, and we'll have a demonstration. Last time it was a grain bin rescue demonstration, so it may be the same this time, but looking forward to that evening. And then finally on Friday, August 16th, the Shelby County ISU Extension and Outreach, they're going to host a farmland leasing and management workshop. It starts at 9 a.m. It'll be at the Extension and Outreach office here in Harlan. Registration is $20, and they do need people to register, so they can call the outreach office at 712-755-3104 to register for that presentation. Other than that, we did meet last week with Harrison and Monona counties. We're starting a new hub program. So I'll be involved. There's going to be two areas of focus. One is going to be unemployment, but it's narrowed down to people who have disabilities. Although we have a really good program here in Shelby County, it doesn't sound like the other two counties do. So there's like half our group will be working on trying to find opportunities there. I'll be on the half of the group that is working on food insecurity. And really what we'll be doing there is sharing successes in all of the counties with each other to see if there's programs out there that maybe we're not executing right now in Shelby County that we can look at bringing up. But I talked to them about some of the programs we already have in place, and so they're very interested in what we're doing too. So that will be just a new group, and hopefully we can work on that within the food insecurity problem. So. Awesome. Other than that, any questions? That's it for the chairman. Okay.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd. Secondary road report, Chris. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you this fine day?
Good. How about you?
Iron Frogs here.
Good. Don't change. Mark, can I flip your thing around just one and get the utility permit out of the way?
That'd be fine.
I've got one right-of-way permit for Nishnabottom Valley REC I'd like to have approved. What they are doing, they want to bore a line under the road at 22, 33, and 36. They're going to remove a pole and bury into a residence. So not affecting anyone else, obviously, and they are boring under the road. So I have no problem with it. I just seek your approval on that.
Meet all the qualifications?
Meet all the qualifications. I have their insurance and everything else.
Dog approval for REC utility right-of-way permit.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. There you go.
Thank you. And just some updates here of what's going on, and feel free to stop me if I go too fast or if you have questions. But the bridge crew is out. They're almost done with the new structure on 1100 Street west of Ginkgo.
Good.
Just trying to do some dirt work, finish grading, obviously now it's raining, so that's a little difficult. They did get the runaround pulled out. We need to get the pipe hauled out yet and get ourselves out of the site. So should be done, get it opened completely, and off to the next one, which hopefully is the Elkhorn Grove Bridge. Mid-American Energy needs to move their light poles. They've been not real friendly with us right now as far as getting them moved. So hopefully we'll be down there in the next couple of weeks and get that worked out with them. So still progressing, and again, weather permitting on that is like everything here. Excavator crews are still out replacing pipe, and we haven't been doing a lot of ditching yet, but still doing some ditching as we can. We did, I know last time I talked to you, since it's the first of the year again, we're starting to haul some rock into the piles. We did haul some to Kirkman, a little bit to Jacksonville, and then some into Irwin. So not a lot as of yet, but the private haulers have been hauling a little for us just to get some ahead. Hopefully we'll start reclaiming or bringing up M56 again where we left off last year. So that'll take rock, but again, weather dependent. I don't know if now it's doing what it's doing. So like to get that and keep going. We did make it down to Corley and started to reclaim those streets in town. So they worked on them yesterday. I think they just had one street done. Today is out with the rain. I don't know about tomorrow, but get those ground up and rock added, and like I say, then we'll kind of maintain them and monitor them for a while, keep them packed before stay belt re-oils and
Pull them in
resprays.
and pulverize them.
Yeah, with the reclaiming machines. So try and get a little more base in them and keep it as good as we can for the residents down there that they haven't had anything done for many years. So it was time. Quick update on the M16 pipe. I think, well, I know we have a plan after talking to multiple people. What we will do, we went out and did some close measuring. We are not quite under the roadway, so what we're going to do, we'll excavate the inlet side of the pipe, cut off what is bad, rebed. I have a new section of pipe ordered or working on that. Attach that into the old pipe, put a head wall on this one so we don't have this issue again, backfill it, and we'll be done. So a couple of days, M16 will have to go down to one lane. We'll either have flaggers or stoplights or something set up, but when we swing the old pipe out of the new one in, and some things like that. So there'll be a little impact.
So the rest of the pipe's okay, it doesn't need to be lined?
Right. No,
So what
it's still
actually
good.
happened? Did it plug?
Yeah, it floated. When all the water came down, that inlet end was not tied to the ground. The water got under it. Instead of taking it in, it just took it up.
So it didn't,
Like a floaty on
the
a
pipe inside
on
didn't
a
get
pool.
plugged or anything?
So of course, when it took it up, then as it
Because there was too much out there?
yeah, flow coming into it, and it just,
So we won't have that again?
no, when you put that head wall on, it ties everything to the
Right
ground.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and what happened now, it never goes back down because all of the soil
Right. Changed.
lays in underneath it
Right.
and it holds it up. So for right now, that should be the best option. The rest of the pipe is still in really good shape from what we can see. I hate to tear it out. It's like I say, it's 220 feet long also, so
Right.
it's a long structure, and it'll cost a little money, I think, but not so terrible right now. Just for this 45-foot of pipe and the bands, we're looking at $13,000. So then you'll put labor on top of it, but compared to what it could be, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Okay.
So hopefully, the new pipe, they're talking 2 to 3 weeks to get it made. I'd like to try and coordinate everything. We can have it ready, have it directly delivered, and take it right off the truck. So hopefully within 2 weeks, we'll start out there, at least get the old one off and get the bed made and get the site kind of pumped out.
You're still gonna submit this with the PA for the flooding?
I will send it up to, I can't with that side since it's under the highway, since it's a federal route. It'll have to go to the ER through the state, and I will send it
I
to
would
them.
try.
Yeah, I'll send it into them. Now
It's crazy.
that I kind of have a few more numbers,
Okay.
and of course with all this other flooding they're having, that will probably happen up north, but ours won't be included with that unless there's enough. So, but we'll
We don't
try
want
it.
enough.
We'll try it. We'll try it. I don't want
Yeah.
any more.
No, Yep, I know.
So, one other quick thing out at the landfill, obviously the insurance company, we're still working back and forth on the damage out there, but we did fill the open position, so
Good.
we are fully staffed again. He starts
Good.
next Monday, so we should be good out there.
You fully staffed all the way around?
We are still looking for a truck driver
Truck driver.
position at the road department.
I seen the article in the papers.
Okay.
So, if anybody's interested,
Keep
or
a
if you
new-
know anybody that's interested.
Keep a new guy busy?
Send them. Yeah, I think he's he'll do fine.
Catch on?
He's been busy, and like I say, then I think he feels like he doesn't have enough to do, but I said, you will get more busy, and then
Yeah.
you won't know what to do.
Get
So,
familiar, yeah.
yeah, it hits at certain times,
Right.
up and downs. But that's what I've got for this time.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
You
Chris.
bet. Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Resolution 2024-28, reimburse secondary roads for land sale. Mark?
Yeah, it's easier just to read the resolution
Okay,
and
go
explain
ahead.
it here.
Go ahead.
Whereas the Shelby County Board of Supervisors had a sealed bid auction, and this was last June,
Yeah.
and we got the money last June. So it was in fiscal year 2023, which stops all the transfers and things that I could have done to get the money into secondary roads' hands. They had a sealed bid auction for the disposal of a right-of-way in June of '23. The road right-of-ways are the property of secondary roads, whereas Iowa code limits the amount of money that can be given from secondary roads from the general fund property tax revenues in any given year. Whereas the deposit was made to the general fund in the amount of $17,008. The right-of-way was owned by secondary roads. Clarification is needed to separate this claim from property tax revenues. Therefore, the Shelby County Board of Supervisors authorizes the claim by the Secondary Roads Department as a correction and not a distribution of property tax dollars governed by Iowa code for the current fiscal year 2025. This resolution was approved, I don't have to read that part, but that's what it is. It's just clarifying for the auditors that this is not part of the
Where it came from.
property tax
Right.
distributions that are allowed for
Okay.
this fiscal year.
Yeah, thanks for making that correction and getting it straight away. So,
Yeah.
you guys have any questions on that?
None.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve resolution 2024-28?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you for doing that, Mark. Next on the agenda, resolution 2024-28, creation of comp board.
I can help with that
Yep.
too. Iowa legislature dissolved all compensation board. The compensation board suggests wages for elected officials each fiscal year and recommends those recommendations back to the board to use to determine wages for elected officials. The legislatures found it necessary to eliminate all compensation board, but the supervisors can reinstate the compensation board. And that's what this resolution does, if you choose to accept it or approve it. Shelby County is not required to do this, but as an elected official, I think it's needed to have one, just to get that input from
I agree.
other people.
Yep, me too.
It's an important part of the budget process. Gives us a feeling of what's out there. So I would recommend creating a compensation board for Shelby County.
Yeah, I kind of heard last year at the ISAC meetings, there were some counties that, however you want to say it, don't get along well with their compensation board and thought they had too much control, but yet the supervisors, have the last say. They can come down, they can take the recommendation and go down, but they can't go up. And I think that's what brought this on. So now July 1, did away with all of them, but you have that opportunity to put it back in if you want to. And each elected official has an appointee that would need to be given to the board. The supervisors have 2 by state code. I feel personally I'm not going to be a part of this, of course, come January, but we've never had that problem here that I ever seen while I was on the board in the county. And I think it's good to have that pulse of the community
Absolutely.
with the representatives out there, and they do their due diligence. and bring to the board some recommendations.
Is that a motion you made?
I make the motion.
I was second.
Okay. I have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-29 establishing the county comp board for this upcoming year. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried. Mark, why don't you go ahead and read the...
Resolution?
Yeah, the resolution.
A resolution by Shelby County to establish a county compensation board as authorized by Iowa Code Section 331.905, whereas pursuant to Iowa Code Section 331.905 as amended in 2024 by Senate File 2442, County Board of Supervisors may vote to establish a county compensation board, whereas pursuant to the same code section, when the Board of Supervisors establishes a county compensation board, the county compensation board shall be comprised of 7 members who are residents of the county. 2 members shall be appointed by the Board of Supervisors, 1 member each by the county auditor, county attorney, county recorder, county treasurer, and county sheriff. The members of the county compensation board shall not be officers or employee of the state or a political subdivision of the state and shall serve staggered terms. Lots were drawn to determine the duration of the initial staggered terms for members of the county compensation board. Now therefore be it resolved, Shelby County hereby establishes a county compensation board for the county. Be it further resolved, Shelby County directs each of the elected officials to submit their respective appointments to the Board of Supervisors by August 1st, 2024. Be it further resolved, the representatives for the sheriff, auditor, and the supervisors, and that's 2 representatives for the supervisors, shall serve an initial term of 4 years, and the representatives of the treasurer, recorder, and county attorney shall serve initial terms of 2 years. Be it further resolved, this resolution shall apply retroactively to July 1st, 2024.
Okay. So will you guys find your 2 reps out there? Okay. And...
By August 1st.
Yep, then you notify the other elected officials that they
Yes.
have till then to get to our board, so we can appoint it after that.
Yes. That's
Okay.
been done with everybody but you guys.
Okay, okay, it has, okay,
By August 1st, I need the names.
okay. I really appreciate, 12 years I've been on the board, working with the comp board members. They've been awesome, and I feel they do the due diligence, and again, they're, I think it's a good process for us out here. So, okay, thank you. Last on the agenda, authorization for auditor to sign the fiscal audit scope and objective letters.
Yeah, it's an annual letter, and it just outlines the audit scope and objectives from the Shelby County's private auditing firm.
It does our audits every year, right? Grunwald Associates.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions on that, guys?
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion, to have the auditor sign off on that?
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Are there any comments from the public or anybody have anything? Okay, motion adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.